Hello humans, today we are doing something really special. Our good friend Alex just picked up this crate of venomous snakes from the airport. These came straight from Germany. This is $30,000 worth of venomous snakes inside of this container. So we're gonna open this up. We're gonna take a look at the 60 different reptiles that are in here of various different species. So let's get this baby open and see what's lurking inside. First, I have to bend some metal with my bare hands, and there we go. Let's open this thing up. So opening this up, you can see all of the beautiful venomous snakes inside. We're gonna get these all out and take a closer look, but at face value, they all look good. They all look healthy, which is great. These, of course, have come from Germany, so they've been traveling for quite a while, so it's important we make sure that everyone is healthy and everyone is doing well. But let's get a closer look. So first snakes that we have in this shipment are these beautiful West African gaboon vipers. Now you guys already know we have a West African gaboon viper at our house, known as Gabby, beautiful gaboon viper, but these are some of the prettiest gaboon vipers I've honestly ever seen. I mean, the colors on these snakes are absolutely incredible. And of course, as most of you already know, gaboon vipers do have the largest fangs of any snake on the planet, reaching lengths of up to 2 inches long, which is a super massive size, to be honest with you. I don't know if you've ever experienced 2 inches going inside you, but for me personally, not a pleasant experience. I've been there, I've done that many times. I would not want to do it again. But yeah, these are some very nice examples of gaboon vipers. Only 2 in this shipment. We still have 58 snakes left to go, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other ones. Next up, we have this beautiful Barrett's pit viper. Now, this is a subspecies of the red-spotted pit viper, Protobothrops jordoni. We already have 2 of those at our house. We have Protobothrops jordoni xanthalamus, as well as Jordoni jordoni. So we have 2 of the 3 subspecies for that species. This is the 3rd and only one that we are missing. So I don't know of anyone breeding these here in the United States, but there are some people breeding these over in Europe, which is where these guys came from. I, of course, am not going to get any of these because I am very poor right now, but these are super cool snakes. Of course, they are a close relative to the Mangshen viper that everybody knows and loves. They are in the same genus, Protobothrops, which is basically like the big viper genus over in Southeast Asia. Super cool snakes. They can be super feisty when they want to be, but super awesome. We don't see them a lot here in the United States, so it's nice to have a few more coming in. We've got 4 that just came into the country. Maybe some lucky people will be able to add them to their collections, but let's go ahead and look at some more snakes now. So right here we have a super tiny Mexican lance-headed rattlesnake. This is another super rare species to see here in the United States. These guys look super similar to some of the lance heads or fer-de-lances that you see down in Central and South America. There are dozens of different species of lance heads, but these guys do mimic them pretty well. You'll notice they look very similar to the Urutu lance heads that we have back at our place, with that kind of cryptic looking pattern with the circles and polka dots and lines down their back and their head. Very unique pattern, very cool snake. One of the smaller species of rattlesnake, but pretty cool nonetheless. We have a few of those that came in with this shipment and plenty of other really cool snakes to look at. So how about we go check those out? Next up, we have another small species of rattlesnake. This is the Western dusky rattlesnake, native to Mexico. Again, these do not get very big. This is actually one of the rarest rattlesnakes in the United States. There are only a handful of individuals currently in the country. Hopefully my friend Alex here, who is keeping this for himself, is able to breed them. He is getting a couple of the only other ones here soon, so he's going to have a couple of chances at breeding them. Hopefully he doesn't fail miserably. I'm looking at you, Alex. Don't fail. So we're going to hopefully get some captive bred babies here in the US soon, but for now, that is a pretty cool snake, and I am glad that it made the trip safely. After such a long drive, I really needed a food break. Luckily, we have these amazing Factor meals. Factor meals take the stress off my plate. I don't have to prepare or cook my own food. I can just pop them in the microwave and boom, I've got a fantastic chef quality, never frozen meal ready to go and ready to be eaten. Factor is far easier, cheaper, and better tasting than pretty much any other form of fast food or takeout food. With over 60 different options, there are plenty of different options for anyone's palate. I know Factor has saved me hours and hours of time in just the last couple of weeks alone. These meals are so good. You can even get the gourmet plus options like this beautiful salmon and shrimp here. Just head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code 50JoeyJocelyn to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50JoeyJocelyn at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. So here we have the two-striped palm pit viper, the Bothrops bilineatus. These are a really cool species. Again, we don't see a lot of here in the United States. Super pretty snakes. They do stay this light kind of shade of green. They do get some speckling over time. These guys do account for snakebite fatalities every single year down in South America. A lot of people that get bitten by these unfortunately get bitten in their upper extremities or even on the neck or head, just because of where they live in the wild. They are a more arboreal species of viper, so you will generally find them several feet up in the air. So that's why there are more fatalities from these snakes compared to maybe some other snakes of similar venom yield, similar toxicity. They do oftentimes end up biting people in much worse places for them to be bitten, not to mention that the fact that they are probably out in the middle of nowhere when they get bitten by these animals, as they are not super commonly found around urban areas like some of your other lanceheads, like your common lanceheads, your terciopellos, your fertilances, things like that. But super neat snakes. Hopefully they do well here. A lot of people that have been keeping them have had them pass away in the past, so I really hope whoever is getting these guys is able to have some success with them. I would love to see these guys being bred in captivity here in the United States, but for now, we can only get them in Europe. So right here, we have something really cool. This is the Caucasus viper, Vipera kaznikovi. Yet again, another pretty rare species to see here in the United States. Now, these are one of the most beautiful viper species that you see over in Europe, in my opinion. They just get some incredible different colors as adults. The males of this species will get super, super pitch black with almost fire-like highlights to them. They look absolutely beautiful, super, super awesome snakes. And of course, there are 30 eyelash vipers in this shipment of venomous snakes. All kinds of different color combinations to choose from. As you probably know, eyelash vipers are one of the most variably colored snakes on the entire planet. This right here is a beautiful yellow or auripal phase eyelash viper, solid yellow, absolutely beautiful snake, super, super cool, super, super yellow. You don't really see this phase a whole lot. And of course, there are tons of other phases in this shipment. We've got some awesome orangish and like just crazy orangish beige phases, some Christmas tree and weird, I don't even know what that is. That's like a sand camouflage phase. That's super neat. All kinds of different color phases. These are just a sample of 5 out of the shipment of 30. So you can imagine there are all kinds of crazy colors that we got in here. Super cool snakes. You do see these a lot more frequently in the hobby, as they are one of the less toxic viper species, and of course super, super beautiful. A lot of people get these as a more beginner or entry level venomous snake, but let's do keep in mind that all venomous snakes are just that, venomous, and they absolutely have the capability of hurting someone, putting you in the hospital, so on and so forth. So they should all be treated with respect, regardless of whether or not they are more or less toxic. So super cool snake. I really like this yellow phase, to be perfectly honest with you. I considered making it leave with me tonight or sneaking him out in my pocket, but I think we're going to end up leaving him here. There's only a few other snakes left to look at, so let's look at the Native American stuff. This is the pygmy rattlesnake. More specifically, this is the striped mutation for the dusky pygmy rattlesnake. These can be found in the Florida and southeast region of the United States. The dusky pygmy goes as far north as, I believe, South Carolina, where they interlock with the Carolina pygmy rattlesnake range, which is a different species of rattlesnake. Just over here, this is, of course, the ruby of the swamp, the red pygmy rattlesnake. These are found in the Carolinas, which is where they intersect with the range of this here dusky pygmy rattlesnake. Personally, I'm a bigger fan of the dusky pygmy rattlesnakes. I just like that contrast, and these lined or striped individuals are super, super cool. We don't really have anyone breeding these, at least not to genetic purity here in the United States. So hopefully my friend Alex here is again able to make something happen with these guys, because these are pretty cool, to be honest with you. I'm not usually a big fan of a lot of the American native species compared to a lot of the more tropical and some of the Asian species and Australian species. You just get a lot of really cool snakes out that way with really cool color patterns to blend in with various things, or even brighter colorations to kind of deter predators. That whole "I'm venomous, don't mess with me" kind of persona that they're kind of employing there. But super cool snake. And of course we do also have another one here to complete the pair, as well as the ruby of the swamp that you already saw. And then this here is just your pretty typical Florida locale eastern diamondback rattlesnake, which everyone knows and loves. Of course, the biggest species of rattlesnake in the world, reaching lengths of up to 8 feet long. I believe the record is 8 foot 3 inches, which is pretty cool. So hopefully this boy gets nice and massive. And by boy, I mean female, because it is 0.1, which, if you don't know, when it comes to animals in numerals, you will see a 0 for the sex not being correct and a 1 for the sex being correct. And that first spot is going to be for male. That second spot is going to be for female behind the decimal point. So 0.1 would be 1 female, 1.0 would be 1 male, and 1.1 would be a pair. So that's how you're able to tell based on how these guys are labeled, whether it is a male or a female. A lot of people ask that question all the time. How can you tell based on the label if it's male or female? That is how you are able to tell from those numerals. Overall, super cool snakes here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing video. Those are the last few snakes out of the 60 venomous snakes that were in this $30,000 snake shipment. Super cool stuff. I drove all the way up here to Virginia to actually film this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all on the next one. Later.